And we're live. Sam, what is new in your world? The last time you were on the show, you were a 1% pledger and possibly high. I think there's a whole new Sam on tonight.
Yeah, no, I can assure you I was not high.
How could you not have been?
It was more like euphoric, like, you know, energy-filled, like,
okay,
more mentality. But I mean,
maybe caffeine and sugar or something. Like,
I mean, I do drink a shit ton of caffeine, so that's kind of every day. But yeah, I mean, basically, the last time I was on the show, I thought about, like, I figured you were gonna ask, so yeah, and a lot of people are curious, so I thought about the best way to, like, address it. Basically, what happened then, and I can't go into, like, a ton of detail about this one part of the story, but okay, so what led up to that podcast was basically being, like, hanging out with all these celebrities like Justin Bieber and Tyga and all these people, and coming to the conclusion, like, just really having a strong distaste for, like, what I felt most people were paying attention to in the world.
This is the pop culture.
Yeah, and so like, it was a medley of things. Like, that was probably one big part of it. Another big part of it was, like, simply, like, I had kind of decided right around that point, like, there's no way I was going to be doing gaming videos, like, for my life. Like, it just, like, I'd been slowly ruling it out since, like, 2012. This was now end of 2013, and decided I wasn't going to do that. And it was very much like, I'm not going to have this sort of, like, influence and ability to express, like, my opinions on ideas to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people ever again, or likely, you know, never will again. And even if I could in the future, like, I wanted to make some sort of impact or statement about the way I felt about the world. Yeah, just kind of, and then the third, like, really big element of this is the one part I can't go into a lot of detail about, but there was a company that, if I named it in the stream, everyone would know of, that was going to get into doing a YouTube network. And someone who I knew was going to give me access to this YouTube network that was going to have, like, $20 CPMs apparently, and it was someone I trusted a lot, someone who had 10 plus years experience in the advertising business, who said, yeah, you're going to have access to this YouTube network. And I thought it was only, like, 3 months away.
What does that mean, have access to it? Like, you're going to be a member of it? You're going to be running it?
So just like Machinima has an ad sales team, and then they have sub-networks, like, you know, well, I can't remember some of the big sub-networks out there, but I was going to be a sub-network under this, and I knew that I could immediately sign up, you know, hundreds of people to this because of my connections in the gaming world. So sort of on this high, like, oh, I'm definitely going to create this bit. Like, this seemed, if I named the company, everyone would go, oh, wow, that is one of the 100 companies. If I had to name the biggest companies I know of, that's one of them. And it just seemed like a certain thing. So it was kind of this combination of...
So you felt like you were right on the verge of something.
Yeah,
giant.
And I'll be honest, like I definitely exaggerated how certain I was that I was going to make $100 million in the near future. Because the point, like, I still wanted to make that point, like, you should... And there's probably a much more salient, less dramatic, reputation destroying way to go about doing that. But in the moment, it just sort of felt right. And, like, does it stem from immaturity? And, like, is it something I'm not, like, I wouldn't do the same way I did it if I did it over? Yes. Would I have done it the way Ali A or Syndicate did it, where I just coast along and do YouTube videos for another 5-10 years? Absolutely not. So it's sort of like this middle ground of, like, what I wanted to do, or middle ground between what I did do and what I wish I would have done, if that makes sense. But, yeah.
That's a nice thing about being under 25. Like, the world gives you some do-overs.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, what's new with me? Basically, the past 2 years, I ran a company that helped brands pay influencers. So I ran an influence marketing software company. I think, Woody, you know Ronku, right? Like EA's program Ronku, where they paid you based on the amount of views they got. So I actually, with the guy from Ronku who created that as an advisor, created a company that helped brands like Sennheiser and Skull Candy and Loot Crate and Soylent pay influencers. Got reasonably big, did a couple $100,000 in sales, paid the bills, but wasn't really big. And then decided to close down that company when we kind of realized we weren't going to take it to the next, stage. And that was about 2 months ago. and now just joined a company in Los Angeles. It's basically Jet.com for makeup. We're about 12 months old, and we're the third largest beauty cosmetics retailer on mobile in the world, and growing super fast. And I'm in charge of influencer efforts here. For people listening, influencer is just like the industry term for like the advertising industry term for people who make YouTube videos or
thought leaders and
yeah.
So do you have a lead-in with some makeup girls?
I have a lot of lead-ins with makeup girls. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You see how I cut right through everything, get right to the core benefit of what we're doing these days. Yeah, the important part, all that matters. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I know a couple beauty YouTubers. Yeah.
You're looking good. You're looking healthy. You're looking real good.
I've actually gained like 15, 20 pounds the past couple months. Just like
happy pounds or sad pounds.
Not 15, 20 in the past couple months, but I've gained like. It's just been. Yeah, I got really into cooking. It's not like happy pounds, I guess.
Well, I don't know if it's all muscle or all fat. I was asking.
Yeah. Oh no, not that kind of no. Sad pounds.
Okay.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
Like a thin enough guy. You can afford 15 pounds.